Welcome back to Alpha Protection Agency. I'm Andrew, a personal protection agent here at the agency. What brings you in today? So you're interested in our active shooter training. I see. That's a popular one. Especially with the most recent world events. Unfortunately, it's a real problem that people really should be prepared for. And we can definitely do that for you. We have some very good information that we'd like to share with you of what to do in the event of an active shooter, what not to do. So before we begin, I just wanted to let you know that we do offer rescue services in the event of an active shooter situation. We would basically act as your personal police force. As a returning customer with us, we could, in the event of the unfortunate event of an active shooter situation, we would deploy a response force to your location and neutralize the threat. Yes, there would be some paperwork and consent forms and other formalities that would need to be completed prior to. However, we could talk about that later. For right now, I will just go ahead and give you our active shooter training from the perspective and the assumption that you would be utilizing our services. And just between you and me, they're much better than what you would get from the traditional local police department. Just between you and me. However, let's begin, shall we? So, active shooter can occur anywhere, anytime, to anyone, but there are things that you can look for. They can be as innocuous as that coworker that just doesn't connect with anyone, and as serious as an employee that's been terminated. What we suggest is that you just stay vigilant and remain open and cautious to the understanding that this is a possibility. Don't let it consume your mind, because it can certainly develop into a phobia. And that's not what we're trying to do, because then you're going to be incapacitated. You're not going to be effective in that situation. Okay, so fast forward to the actual situation. The active shooter has initiated his plan. You hear gunfire. What do you do? First thing you should do is take it seriously. If you watch interviews of people who have been in the vicinity of an active shooter, you'll hear them say is, "I thought it was firecrackers," or "I thought it was a car backfiring." If you hear something that sounds like it could be gunfire, assume that it's gunfire, just to be on the safe side. Okay, so you hear gunfire. Now what? Utilize the model run, hide, fight, in that order. Don't try to be the hero. What you want to do is run for cover. Some people will initially try to hide first. We say run. Evacuate the premises if you can. That's ideal. Get to a safe place, preferably, I would say, 2 buildings away and completely out of sight before you even attempt to make a phone call. What could happen is you hear gunshots. You pick up the phone to call police or whomever. Problem is, you're still in harm's way. And if an active shooter comes into your area and sees you on the phone, you're concerned with the phone call, and you're not concerned with your safety, or not as concerned with your safety as you should be. So your safety should be first. Recommend that you leave everything behind: your keys, your coat. If you don't have your phone with you, don't go back for it. You can find a phone, or you can find someone with a phone. Just get out of there. If you can get out of the premises, do it. If you can't, you want to hide. Now, before I mentioned running for cover, don't just hide yourself. Look for cover. So, the rule is look for cover, not concealment. Now, you might be asking, what's the difference? Concealment hides you, but cover will stop bullets. So, concealment could be a long drapery or a thin door. And while there's value in getting out of sight, if bullets are flying wildly, you're still in danger. So you want to look for cover. You want to look for large filing cabinets, solid structures like beams, concrete walls, behind cars, big, heavy, solid objects, structures. If you leave the room and you're able to get to a room and lock yourself in, do so. We also recommend that you barricade yourself with whatever furniture there is. Turning off lights is advisable. If someone's in the building that you're in with a weapon, going room to room. They're looking for easy prey. For the most part, it's the crime of opportunity. If you can make it look like there's no one in the room, he's likely to just keep on going. If you are able to make a call, you want to call the local authorities, and you want to give them very specific information. Don't tell them how many people are injured. So you want to give them very specific information. Now, understand that the first response is going to be a opposition force, as well as medical personnel, EMTs. But the very first initial information that they're going to want is how many people are there, how many active shooters are there, what kind of weapons they have. You don't have to know exactly what they're using, AK-47, AR-15, M4. You don't have to know the exact model. Big gun, small gun, pistol, shotgun. Just let them know that. And any information that you have, what they're wearing, tattoos that they have, what they're saying, if they're saying anything, which way they were going, if they're discriminating their targets at all. Are they only shooting women? Are they only shooting men? And so now, if a force is deployed to your location and you start making your way out of the building, now this is whether it's our responders or traditional police officers, when you're on your way out, once you reach the outside of the building, you want to make sure that you understand the state that the response team is going to be in. They're going to be in a highly adrenalized state. They're going to be ready to fight. They are laser focused on finding the threat and neutralizing it. So, one thing you need to understand is that if you see them coming through the building, do not try to stop them and tell them who is hurt and how bad, and they don't want to know about what you tried to do and the route you took. Like I said, they are laser focused on finding the threat and neutralizing it. So they're gonna walk right by you like they don't even see you. If you're not carrying a weapon, they are not concerned with you at all. What you want to do is make sure that there's nothing in your hands. No cell phone, no hair tie, nothing. What you want to do is keep your hands up and empty, preferably on your head, because if they see anything, even a cell phone, they are trained to assume that it's a weapon, and it could end badly. if you're on your way out and you see one of my snipers in the bushes, don't attempt to engage him. Tell him where the target is, where the possible target is, which way they were going. He's got it. He knows what he's doing. Your job at that point is to get to safety. So that's assuming that you can make it out of the building. What if you can't? Let's say it's a big open area, like a movie theater or a ballroom, a big ballroom or a dance club or something like that. One thing that you want to understand is that have you ever been indoors when a gun was fired? You haven't? Okay, so I can tell you right now that the echoes inside of a room are going to play tricks on you. No matter where the gun is fired, it's going to sound like it's right behind you. So, what has happened in the past is big open area, indoors, someone started firing. People assumed where the gunfire was coming from, took off running, and they ran right into the gunman, and you can guess what happened from there. So, what you want to do, if you're indoors and you hear gunfire, run for cover, not concealment. Look for cover, and then once you reach cover, try to determine where the gunfire is coming from. Now, if cover is too far away, or if you just don't want to take the risk, then you want to get low. Do not lay flat on the floor, because when bullets are fired indoors, they tend to hug the floor. So if you lay flat on the floor, you run the higher risk of being hit. So crouch down, kneel down, but do not lay flat. Once you're in this position, try to determine where the gunfire is coming from and put as much distance between yourself and the threat as possible. One simple thing that you can do is that if a gunman has their sights on you, and this is scary to think about, if a gunman has their sights on you, something very simple that you can do is to run in a zigzag motion. This is effective because if someone has a weapon and they have their sights on you, when you zigzag, the gunman is going to have to adjust windage left to right. You're a moving target. Now, so that's difficult enough, but you're also running away. So now I'm adjusting windage because you're zigzagging, but because you're running away, I also have to adjust elevation. That makes it very, very difficult. So if you're just doing this very simple thing, and I'm trying to get a beat on you, I'm going to take the easier target someplace else. You're making it way too difficult. So that's one very simple thing that you can do to protect yourself in an active shooter situation. So I hope that these tips have been helpful for you. Again, I know that it's not the lightest subject matter, and no one wants to think about things like this, but it helps to be prepared, and it helps to arm yourself with as much knowledge as you can. So I hope that you never have to use this. training is necessary, but it is necessary, and I hope that you find it helpful. If you are interested in securing our comprehensive security response service, you can see Jessica out at the front desk, and she can get you all the information you need, and she can help you with the paperwork as well. Okay, great. So, thank you very much for coming in. We hope to see you again soon, and we're glad that you're enjoying our information. So, thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye.